All right, there we go. Sup, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to each and one of you. And of course, if you're watching this later on YouTube, remember it's always better when it's live. I hope that everyone had a wonderful Q&A. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. The after show for the Q&A is now me and you. It's us. I now get to answer the questions from chat that I couldn't answer in the first one. So we have a bit of a chat, you know, we just have a bit of a fucking chat. Just gonna hang out for a bit. We're gonna do crazy shit, because that's what we usually do here. Bradley, how you doing, brother? Thanks for the first time chat, really appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. Very happy to have you here. For those of you that is here for the very first time, maybe this is your first stream with us on Twitch ever. All I can say is good luck. That's really all I can say. It's a lot more. It's a lot more degenerate than on YouTube. You know, on YouTube we're all getting along. It's all about friends. It's all about, you know, sort of just being friendly towards one another. Here it's more degenerate. So, you know, good luck. Good luck if this is your first time here. Snow, how you doing, brother? CDJ, how you doing? Twitter is melting down. The board might accept Elon Musk's offer. I mean, I genuinely didn't think that they wouldn't. I'm happy. I'm happy that, if for nothing else, it's going to be entertaining to see. Traxiton, how you doing? Miracos, how you doing? The Disco option. How you doing, brother? Sincere, how you doing? Love the videos, man. I have something I'm going to send you on Twitter if you want to look at it. I think it's funny. Yeah, sure. Sincere. Send away. Zukimi, how you doing? By the way, Zukimi, thanks for the 1 bit. Really appreciate that. I'm very happy to be here. Oreb, how you doing, brother? That Q&A was a lot of fun, you know? I really enjoyed that. Oh, there we go. Someone is finally fucking using the Kim Jong-un. Hello. Mighty Randon, how you doing, brother? So what will come first? Wow, Dragonflight or Akalon Shadowbringers? And hello, Akko. Mighty Randon, probably Dragonflight will come first. I mean, I can't see how I will get to Shadowbringers before WoW Dragonflight is launched. Not at the current like speed that we're going at. Zukimi, how you doing? Thank you so much for the 10 bits. Really appreciate that. I'm finally gonna watch a stream. Volakir, how you doing, brother? Rose Spirit, how you doing? Very happy to see everyone. How many of you came from the YouTube stream? A quick question. How many of you came from the YouTube stream just now? Oh, fuck no. Andrikas, how you doing, brother? Me. Pyromaniac, how you doing, brother? Just saying it. Thank you very much. Miameth, how you doing? Thank you for the first time chat. Really appreciate it. Navarus, thanks for the first time chat. Really appreciate that. All right, so there's quite a few of you that just came from the YouTube stream. I'm very happy to have you guys here. I thought you can be partnered only on Twitch or YouTube. You can do both. Steve, well, yeah. I mean, I'm not partnered on YouTube as far as I know. Nathras, thanks for the follow, dude. Really appreciate that. Well, I am partnered on YouTube because I'm obviously, like, I get paid on YouTube, but I don't have the check mark. But also, YouTube doesn't really have any rules around where you can or can't. And the rules for Twitch is effectively that I am not allowed to stream to YouTube within 24 hours of streaming to Twitch. But the opposite way, they don't give a fuck about. So I can go from YouTube to Twitch, no problem. But if I go from Twitch to YouTube, big problem. Wait, is the stream down?
No, it's still up.
Oh, Andrikas is saying stream down.
It's still up for me.
All right, Andrikas, fuck you. How dare you, you bastard. You know how sensitive I am about my fucking stream and the internet quality here, and then you dare say a thing like that? You bastard. Striggle, how you doing, brother? Thanks for the first time chat. Really appreciate that. What a background. I haven't caught you live in like 2 years. Dude, I'm happy to have you here. We've been streaming all this time, you know? Say title, Dragonflight Q&A Aftershow. Wait, isn't that exactly what it is? Dragonflight Q&A Aftershow. But that is what it is. Ferorius, why are you trying to change the... I don't get it. It says reaction in Gaming Friday. Maybe for me. You may have to refresh yours. Like, just hit refresh, because it's definitely, like, it is already the after show. Like, we have the exact same thought about what the title should have been. How do I feel about Google's new inter-Atlantic line? I don't know how that's going to affect me yet, so we'll see. I'm always excited for more internet cables making their way to South Africa that has no effect, really, on South Africa. So we'll see, but I think it's going to increase speeds and stuff like that, so definitely would be interested in that. I see 93. As long as it's 93, that's all I care about. As long as 93 is there, that's all I care about. Kind of after show, also kind of not. But yeah, kind of. What announcement, Lucius Babby? There was no announcement. This is the after show for the Q&A that we just did. And for anyone that is sort of like, again, if you're new here, good luck. That's all I can tell you. Things are a lot more aggressive here. Things are a lot more degenerate here. We allow a lot more here than what we do over on YouTube. YouTube is kind of like, you know, they like to keep things PG-13, sometimes even less. Over here, not so much. You can basically do whatever the fuck you want as long as you're not a complete moron. Like, as long as you don't go completely spastic with shit, you're pretty much allowed to do whatever. How are you going to use it without electricity? I heard Escom is doing their usual thing. Brannus and Coke, how else? It's what they do, right? Twitch lied, say there was an announcement for your stream. I'm an idiot. Oh no, that's my notification that I haven't changed yet. Fuck. Changed. It's fine now. It's good now.
Well,
so
simply make an announcement. Join the Discord and ask me questions, or ask Acco questions.
Yeah, there you go. What time you want me for the podcast? Apocalypse. 2 hours at most. Like hour and a half to 2 hours at most. Just the after show. This is where, if you had questions during the actual Q&A that you asked in chat, but you didn't super chat or come into Discord, you're welcome to ask it now. This is effectively your opportunity to get your questions in. That's why we're doing this. Tomorrow, of course, we'll be back into regular programming on Twitch. So we'll be reacting to a bunch of shit. We'll be playing some games and all that shit. Tomorrow, a new Ultimate comes out. How many people are excited about that? Dennis Fox, I haven't even gotten to, like, Endwalker yet, so I'm not excited for a new Ultimate. As far as I'm concerned, there is no new Ultimate. Ready to do loop-the-loops for 2 to 3 years with Dragonflight. But Avalanche, so are you not excited for dragon riding? Swinging around in Spider-Man was pretty entertaining. Look, I personally think a great world is severely underrated in video games. I think people underestimate just how important the world in an MMO, in a game can be. So everyone loves to think about games as this, the story should be very important. And people think about the systems that should be really important. You know, the dungeons, the raids, the stuff like that. But I feel like specifically in modern day games with the open world gaming meta that Ubisoft kind of popularized, people think of the world as sort of this empty little place that you run through, or empty large place, depending on which game company makes the open world. But the world is kind of empty. The world doesn't really offer anything. And all the world really is sort of a repeat content drill. You know, if you play any Ubisoft game, you very quickly realize that almost all of the markers on your map is just rinse, repeat. You've done the same thing 400 times. You're going to do it another time with enemies that has a slightly different name, but basically do the exact same thing. You know, that's sort of Ubisoft's open world model. But I feel like people underestimate the incredible impact that a true open world experience and a world that is done brilliantly can have on a game. The Apocalypse, that's literally not what I said. I said the open world model that Ubisoft popularized. I'm well aware of what Bethesda have done, but Bethesda's open world is an example of... Skyrim's open world is an example of open world done right. People love the open world of Skyrim. That's why so many people spend millions upon millions of fucking hours of their lives inside Skyrim. But the one that is popularized today, the one that almost every gaming company hunts, is the Ubisoft one because it allows for the most microtransactions to be done in a single period of time. All right? Now, if you look at the world as part of the story that needs to be told, and you approach the world as such, I think a truly magnificent open world can actually replace lackluster systems and storytelling. Like, you don't even need that amazing story if the world is fantastic already. So I'll use a game that I am currently very much a fan of, Cyberpunk 2077. Just started a new playthrough of that after I just finished a new playthrough of that. Or another playthrough of that. So just started another playthrough after I started another playthrough after I've already finished the game twice. So this will now be my fourth time, I think, finishing it. I think it's four now. Keldris, you bastard! Thanks for the Prime sub, dude. Really appreciate that. 3 months in a row. Thank you. The thing about Cyberpunk and the reason I wanted to go back to it is the world. The story I've already played through. I've done every single quest that you can possibly do in Cyberpunk. I know the story off by heart. It's Night City. The city itself is a story presented to you in a very non-linear way. The city of, like, Night City itself tells this story of desperateness, of poverty, of privilege, of the rich shitting on the poor, that is just mind-bogglingly good and just so much fun to be in. Just driving around Night City is in and of itself incredible. It blows your mind just being in that world. And I think that's what World of Warcraft is hunting with dragon riding. It is that idea of, let's make the world a system in and of itself that can actually be viewed as a system, the same way that people view dungeons and raids. What if people logged into World of Warcraft not to go do a dungeon, not to go do a raid, but simply to be in the world? You know, simply to fly around and see if you can reach that peak that you've been trying for 4 hours and still haven't quite managed to get up there. But maybe you have a new plan now of how you can swoop down from this mountain, go up this mountain, swoop down again, and then get enough speed to reach that peak. What if the world itself became the story that you play the game for? And I feel like people severely underestimate the importance of that. It's not so much the world, but your immersion into it. Pretty true, Apocalypse. Actually, very true. But I feel like there is also an element in how the world is built, in a way. You know, if you take Ubisoft's world, for example, I played a while back. I started playing because I got Far Cry 6. I got Far Cry 6 for free with my graphics card purchase. Actually, with my Ryzen, the CPU that I bought, I got the code for Far Cry for free with the purchase, but Far Cry obviously didn't launch it. So as soon as Far Cry launched, I got an email from them saying, claim your game now. So I claimed the game, installed it, logged in, Far Cry 6, beautiful world. It's beautiful for the first 4 or 5 hours, and then it gets really annoying and really fucking boring because it's the same shit over and over and over. Like, nothing changes. You just, you do checkpoint after checkpoint, and it doesn't really get better. There's no change. It's all just the same bullshit. The story is fine, but because the world is so lackluster, the story suffers as well. You know, and I just feel like there's a unique something. I don't know what to call it, but there is a unique something you need in order to make a good open world feel good, you know? Ottawa, thanks for the first time chat. Really appreciate that. God, you're talking about Cyberpunk makes me want to go and play Elden Ring again and get all the endings. Audio, I haven't played Elden Ring yet. It's not really my type of game, you know, so I haven't really given it a go yet. I've heard great things, but I haven't tried it yet. So I can't really talk about how good it is. I do know that people say it is absolutely fantastic. The open world there is just done perfectly. And that's all you really need, right? Red Warlord, how you doing, brother? I recently started BOTW? BOTW? What's that? Again, I think it is much improved by the towers, not doing most of the exploration for you. The game is more like, here is a binocular, find stuff yourself. Elden Ring, why when I can play Bug Snacks? What the hell is... A little saying, how you doing? What the hell is Bug Snacks? Oh, Breath of the Wild. Yeah, also never played that, so... Don't have an opinion on that. I've heard great things, though. I've just never tried it. Moni, have you played Breath of the Wild before?
No, but my roommate has. I've watched it, and it's different from the other Zelda games. It definitely breaks the mold, and the open world makes it a lot feel a lot more like full.
Okay. See, I played Zelda for 2 minutes back at university. My roommate and I, one of our friends told us that he has a Wii that he wishes to sell. Like, he needed money fast, we had money, and he wanted to sell us his Wii. So we said, all right, fine, we'll buy the Wii. Maybe it will provide us some drunk, entertainment, you know? So my roommate and I, we buy the Wii from him, and now we have a Wii. He also gave us all of his fucking games. I think we ended up paying him... What was it? I think the Wii plus all of the games he gave us, I think we ended up paying him like $100 for all of it, right? It wasn't like overly expensive at the time. The Wii was much more expensive here in South Africa. So yeah, we got the Wii for basically fucking free. And one of the games on there was was Zelda. I played Zelda for 10 minutes. I fucking loathed it on the Wii. But my friend, like not my roommate, my friend actually, he spent probably 2 months every afternoon at our apartment just playing Zelda on the Wii. So I can see how some people love it and how some people don't. Is the Cyberpunk knife throwing perk fixed? Asking for a friend. Evans, I'm pretty sure almost all of the major bugs is fixed. Which bug are you referring to, though? I was actually tempted to buy Horizon Zero Dawn yesterday. Josh, how you doing, brother? And already shoot through what in Cyberpunk? No, unless depends probably on what kind of weapon you're using. Because if you're using a tech weapon, for example, they can shoot through almost anything. So tech weapons is a whole different breed of gun. If you charge up a tech weapon, you can shoot through. The only thing you can't shoot through is like very thick concrete. But if it's just a normal wall or something like that, you can absolutely destroy whatever the fuck you want with a tech weapon. Any amount of walls, floors, streets, etc. I think that has been fixed as well. So I will tell you, Thrones Mama, how you doing? I will tell you this. Cyberpunk patch 1.5 fixed, I would say, almost all of the major bugs in Cyberpunk. Like, all the little things that could really annoy people and be sort of really fucked up, most of that got fixed. Insofar as I'm truly fucking in love with the game now. Still a screenshot of that nomad sniper you get from the quest where I shoot someone through a 6-lane road. Oh no, that weapon does not go through walls anymore. Believe me, I've tried. No, with that one you have to physically shoot them when they show their face. Was so broken at release. I was able to hit enemies through floors, walls, and AI didn't do anything. You could still the tech snipers are still gonna go through the wall, but they have the benefit of sort of it's quite hard to hit with the tech weapon fully charged up, so you have to really spec into it correctly. But no, I would say right now I think Cyberpunk is in the best spot it's ever been in. Oh yeah, Bradley, absolutely. Cyberpunk is a million times worth, especially since it's constantly on fucking on special. Right now, I think it's on a 50% off special again. They usually have it go 50% to 80%, back to 50%. It's so rare that it's actually full price. It's insane. Yes, they've basically, since launch, they've been doing patch after patch after patch after patch, just releasing some new content. So, for example, there's now the ability to change your appearance in the game. So you can actually go to any mirror and change your appearance. All of it. You can literally recustomize yourself completely. They've added a bunch of sort of dialogue options and quality of life options, a couple of new quests here and there. They've made the world a lot busier. So the world now it feels like a proper city. There is a shit ton of cars on the road. There's a shit ton of people in the streets the whole time. So the world just feels a lot more like a world, like it would actually feel. Find a corner and just bunker, shoot people across the map. Railgun and multiplayer. Has stealth been improved since launch? What do you mean with stealth? Guess my LV run will be done soon. Easy. Check this out, Akalon. Console Wars. I'm hoping I'm allowed to watch this. Hold up. What is this about? Nintendo versus Sega. Fuck? What the fuck am I watching here, dude? Oh shit.
何の小細工だ任天堂やろう小作なセガやろう任天堂組は孤軍奮闘で頑張っているのだ愚か者どもソニー組からの挨拶だソニーだとソニー組にゲーム機の何がわかるというのか
Oh shit.
目撃せよ底知れぬパワーを 見るがいい3メガバイトのラムの凄さを
Oh my god.
知るがいい32ビット CPU の速さを
Alright, they're ready. That's as funny as fuck, this is.
この3G 今3と言った一体なんだそれはC
Oh shit.
行け戦いの火蓋を切れ誰だ
Oh wow.
安心しろ兄貴
Alright. Oh, big boy, how you doing, brother? Thanks for the personal chat, really appreciate that.
Neo Tokyo. Shut up. The year is 2032. Japan's government, businesses, and internet service providers have teamed up, morphing into a giant tentacle monster trying to take a peek up my beautiful wife's kimono, where she keeps her sacred data.
What the fuck?
Scary, right?
Well, it should be, because it's not Neo Tokyo 2032 at all. It's right now, globally. You think your country's services can't see what you're doing on your computer? Wrong! Which is precisely
This is a
why
cool
you need
ad
tech.
placement.
NordVPN protects your data. Once you
This
view
is a
other
very
countries'
cool
streaming
ad
services,
placement, I
or
have to
even
say.
buy games from a different region for cheaper. And it has threat protection, which can keep you safe, even when you're not connected to a server.
If you click on the link in the description or use coupon code GITS and sign up for a 2-year plan, you'll get 73% off of NordVPN, making it roughly the cost of one sake per month. Plus, we'll give you an additional month for free. And a 30-day money-back guarantee if you're not happy. Link in the description.
This was pretty cool. I mean, the video was pretty cool, very funny, but I have to say that ad placement just perfect. I actually wanted to watch this one. So actually pretty good. Have you seen the YouTube video? WoW's Dark Secret. Which one? Because we did watch one. But remember, guys, that this is not really, like, tomorrow we'll be reacting. So if you have anything that you want me to react to, link it in Discord, please, so that I can react to it tomorrow. Are you talking about the Dark Secret, the question mark video? Because I'm pretty sure, I'm not sure if there's two. Because the one is just called the question mark. Like, the whole video literally just has a question mark title. That's it. There's no other, like, that's the title. And if it's that one, that is most likely one of the most brilliant videos I have ever seen critiquing the story of World of Warcraft. Hands down, one of the most brilliant videos I've ever seen critiquing World of Warcraft. Speaking of CDPR, have you ever played Witcher 3 The Wild Hunt? How the fuck was Blizz not sued for literally using the name Wild Hunt for a faction? Avalanche, yes. My very first run-in with CD Projekt Red was Witcher 3. Then I bought Witcher 2 because I loved Witcher 3 so much. That's literally why I'm a fan of CD Projekt Red. But as far as I know, I don't think the Wild Hunt is actually copyrighted. I believe Witcher 3 Wild Hunt would be copyrighted. Sorry, what did you say, Moni?
Oh, I said the Wild Hunt is in the public domain. It's the just a historical and classic lore about the like fairies and the fae going on hunts.
Yeah, I don't think, like, also we have to, like, never forget that copyright actually costs money. You can't just copyright something for fucking free. So companies would also have to be a bit careful, because you'd also, especially with something like Apocalypse, you just said there. I believe that the Wild Hunt, or the story of The Witcher, is actually based on folklore. In Europe, at least. I think Poland specifically, or is it? No. Yeah, the writer is Polish. I believe it's based on Polish sort of folklore. So you would have to basically copyright folklore, which you're going to get a lot of pushback from. Who was it? There was actually a gaming company that tried to do something like this a few years ago, where they tried to copyright a term. Oh, it was PUBG. So PUBG wanted to copyright Battle Royale. They basically wanted to copyright the system of Battle Royale so that no one else could make a Battle Royale, because the entire game system belonged to them. And they failed miserably at doing it, because the courts were just like, look, you can't fucking copyright an idea. Like, this is not you can't do. What are you doing? You can copyright your own game, like you can copyright PUBG, but you can't copyright like an entire genre and say, this is my genre, no one else fucking touch it, right? So there are sort of things that you can't copyright even if you wanted to. Lordvar, thanks for the follow, really appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. Thank you. Can I copyright specific code, but not genre? Yeah, Aureus, pretty much that. You want to copyright Fat Fuckers Club? I could probably copyright that. If I wanted to, I could. I mean, if you copyright Fat Fuckers Club, I'll just change the name. I'm not paying you jack shit. Like, now I have to start paying copyright fees? Like, fuck that. The Happy Birthday song copyrighted? Wouldn't the Happy Birthday song be in public domain already? Like, how old is that fucking song? Does anyone actually know? I'm sure that song is like stupidly old. So is someone actually refreshing the copyright for Happy Birthday every 20 plus years? How long does copyright last for? Lodvar, thanks for the first chat. Really appreciate that. Welcome to the stream. Thank you. Very happy to have you here. That's why chain restaurants have to do their own version. If you do contest the copyright, it eventually becomes public domain. If you don't contest the copyright lasts, I believe, 75 years or so. Jesus. That is a long-ass time. That is a long time.
I just looked it up. The song is in the public domain. It actually, in 1998, was put into the Guinness World Record as the most recognizable song in English.
That makes sense. Wait, but it is in public domain. Twitch is fucking pissed. I stream with music. Wild Boy, but what would make you think you could stream with music? Mortal is going to come on PC. Wait, where did you see that, Aureus? No, but, okay, just never... Look, there is a reason why Twitch get pissed when people stream with music. And it's not Twitch. It's the music industry. The music industry is basically like a mafia. If you play music that they can actually not get money for, they will fuck you. So Twitch is actually doing everyone a favor by just not allowing people to fucking stream with music. Because as soon as the music industry gets involved, everyone gets fucked. And they will fuck everyone. So it's a good thing that the people aren't streaming with music. Voicey TV, how you doing, bro? There's news. Also, Riker made a video. Oh, shit. All right. So Blizzard have finally woken up. Hold up. What is this? What is this news you talk of? Like, what is this news you speak of there? Oh my God. Chat. It's official. After basically becoming the biggest meme in the gaming industry for its time, Blizzard did the one thing that they should have done when they announced it. After how many years now that they kept saying, no, it's a phone-only game, it's a mobile-only game, Blizzard finally goes, oh, by the way, never mind, we are a gaming company, we can make video games for almost every platform, so we'll just make this one for PC as well. Holy shit. Why was this so hard? They should have just done this from the beginning, and everyone would have been happy. Blizzard has officially announced that Diablo Immortal will release on June the 2nd, 2022 in a YouTube video. The development team also unveiled that Diablo Immortal will feature full PC support at launch. Dude, explain to me why the fuck has this taken so long? Over 30 million players have pre-registered to defend Sanctuary in the newest entry in Blizzard Entertainment's iconic Diablo franchise. Over in California, the World Stone is shattered, and it now falls to the heroes of Sanctuary to fend off the terrors rising in its wake. Blizzard Entertainment today announced that beginning June 2nd, players in most regions across the world will take up the call to defend Blizzard the burning hells in Diablo Immortal, the first Blizzard game designed from the ground up for mobile, with the remaining regions in Asia Pacific gaining access a few weeks later. In addition to offering an uncompromised AAA experience on mobile, the most ambitious game released in the Diablo franchise's 25-year history will enter into open beta on Windows PCs at launch. What do you mean, the most ambitious game released in Are you telling me that a mobile game is more ambitious than any of the PC games they've ever done? Probably gonna Lost Ark, Diablo Immortal, most likely. Windows PC launch. Diablo Immortal supports both crossplay and cross-progression, allowing Sanctuary's heroes to join the fight with each other, regardless of platform, while being able to seamlessly transition between mobile and PC gameplay. This is actually a huge power play by Blizzard. Diablo is undoubtedly one of the most iconic IPs in gaming. The fact that it's coming to mobile is pretty big news for mobile players. The fact that it's on PC now is very big news for Diablo fans, and crossplay makes it so that, you know, at night you can play on your PC, just hang out with your friends, and then during the day, if you have some time off, just jump on your mobile phone and play there. Don't fucking do that. Mobile phones are disgusting. You shouldn't play games on mobile, but from a business perspective, I absolutely see this, and I think Bobby Kotick was getting a semi while he was informed of this. Omi, thanks for the Prime Sub, did really appreciate that. 14 months in a row. Thank you. Very much appreciate the support, ladies and gentlemen. The open beta on PC will contain all game features, including crossplay and cross-progression, and upon conclusion, all progress will be maintained. The demons of the Burning Hells are ready to be slain in the most expansive Diablo game that Blizzard has ever released, said Mike Ybarra, president of Blizzard Entertainment. As Blizzard's first game designed from the ground up for mobile, it was important to us to deliver an experience worthy of the franchise. We did a lot of testing, incorporated a lot of feedback, and created a game that we're very excited to share with players. We're looking forward to unleashing this epic new entry into the Diablo franchise, and we can't wait to join everyone in Sanctuary. With the fate of Sanctuary in their hands, players will choose between 6 iconic Diablo classes: Barbarian, Crusader, Demon Hunter, Monk, Necromancer, or Wizard, and embark on a journey through 8 unique zones and the great city of Westmarch. They will join up with new and familiar Diablo characters, including the franchise's patriarch, Deckard Cain, on an expansive quest to hunt down the shattered pieces of the corrupted World Stone before the forces of the Burning Hells can gather them for their own sinister plans in an epic, all-new story taking place between the events of Diablo 2 and Diablo 3. Diablo Immortal features an MMO ARPG, massively multiplayer online action RPG social experience that's completely new to the series. Players will share a massive world with others as they explore Sanctuary. Dude, I didn't even fucking know this. Wait, this is actually MMO ARPG? So Blizzard is really going after the sort of Lost Ark Saints and feel here. That is interesting. From warbands with up to 8 members to take on group challenges such as the intense Heliquary raid bosses, and join clans with up to 100 friends to earn challenging clan achievements. The game also features a robust faction-based PvP system with the cycle of strife. Players can band together to fight in an ongoing war. Digit Mark, thank you for the follow, dude. Really, what the fuck, Digit? You've been following for what? What's going on, bro? How you doing, bro? Thanks for the follow. Really appreciate that. Jenna, thanks for the prime sub. Really appreciate that. 3 months in a row. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Are we going to play Dragonflight? Yep. Jenna, definitely. Definitely going to be playing it. I think they've reworked a lot of the debut in 2018. Jace Ventura, how you doing, brother? I've said since D4 was rumored, it is a Diablo MMO. I'm not surprised to see Immortal follow. Diablo Immortal will be free to play with optional in-game purchases, ensuring the core game experience will always be free. Developed by Blizzard Entertainment and NetEase, Diablo Immortal will be available at launch on iOS, Android, and Windows PC via Battle.net. Over 30 million players have already pre-registered and will gain access as soon as the game launches, preparing themselves for battle to come. All players will receive the stunning Herodrum cosmetic set, bold adventures to find more blah, 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 blah. All right, so let's quickly watch this. Oh, shit. It's the man, the myth, the fucking legend. Do you guys not have phones? Dude, if they make a joke about this again, I'm going to love that so much. Like, if they just meme themselves a little bit for that comment, I would absolutely love that.
Hello everyone, this is Wyatt Chang, Game Director of Diablo Immortal. Thank you all for tuning in to our YouTube premiere today. I have some very exciting news that I can't wait to share with you. To everyone who has been eagerly anticipating the release of Diablo Immortal, you won't have to wait much longer. So without further ado, check it out.
We're checking it out. Adelia, thank you so much for the gifted sub. Really appreciate that. 43 subs in the channel already, and I see that you guys have literally just triggered the Skamar strain. Now, ladies and gentlemen, stay calm. Do not let Twitch sway you. You do not need to give money. You do not need to fill up the bar. But if you do, please know that hookers and coke will follow. For me, not for you, because I am a generous dictator. I will take care of my needs and not take care of yours. So just so you know, this is how it works. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the gifted sub. Let's check this out. I don't mind the graphics of Diablo Immortal. In fact, I said from the beginning, this game looks like it would run on PC. So I'm so glad that they finally fucking realized that they could make it run on PC if they just put in a little bit of effort. Crossplay on PC. I wonder how many Diablo fanboys and girls completely creamed themselves at that announcement. I mean, it looks good. From what I've heard, now I haven't had a chance to play the game at all, but I've spoken to people who have, who told me it's smooth as fuck. It feels really good to play. It genuinely feels like a Diablo game. Feels like what you would expect a Diablo game to feel like. So, all in all, I'm going to be playing this. How many of you are going to be playing this when it launches? I mean, yeah, everyone is waiting for Diablo 4, but this is going to be a good way to wait. Like, to wait for it. No? So many of you not going to try it. Fucking hell.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Wyatt here again, and I'm joined now by Adam Fletcher, also known as Pez Radar. He's our community lead for all things Diablo. How's it going, Adam?
Doing great, Wyatt. I'm pretty excited for all the great announcements that we had today for Diablo Immortal. Diablo Immortal coming to PC along with mobile is huge, and I know the community is going to have a ton
Do you
of
guys not have
questions to
phones?
ask related to this.
No, we don't. We have
I think
PCs.
the biggest one will be, why PC? Why are we bringing Diablo Immortal to PC?
No, that's not a question that any of us had. The question we had was, why do you not bring it to PC? That was the fucking question. No one cares. Now everyone's like, oh, that makes sense. Yeah, there's PCs, there's mobile phones. You can have games on both. Not a single person is going, wait, why PC? That's such an outdated medium. Who the fuck plays games on their PC? No, we all play games on our PCs. The big question was, why the fuck is this game not on PC? That was the question. You've answered it now. Thank you. Ferorius, you fucking asshole. Thank you so much for the 5 community subs. We'd really appreciate that. Can we get some hearts in chat for Adelia and Ferorius and the 5 community subs? Thank you.
It's always been our goal with Diablo Immortal to make a Diablo game a AAA experience that could reach as many players as possible. And we knew that by building it for mobile, that would be the best way to do that. Diablo Immortal is not only our first game built from the ground up for mobile, it's also our biggest and most ambitious Diablo game to date. It's going to have rich social systems. It has deep progression systems that allow players to continually...
Why do I get the sense that Path of Exile players are crying at the use of the word deep progression systems? Like, I mean... I don't know. Adelia with another 5 community subs. I really appreciate that. Oh my God, I'm gonna be rich. I really appreciate that, Adelia. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of I'm thinking to myself that I don't know how deep that is.
play the game, customize their character, and make their character more powerful over
Yeah,
time.
of course,
we started to
Erasmus,
explore
of
how
course.
we're going to reach
NetEase,
new players.
Look, for anyone that is sort of wondering, this is a NetEase game, and NetEase is notorious for bullshit.
And bring new players into the Blizzard family, we knew if our goal is to truly reach as many players as possible, we should be on PC as well. By being on...
Dude, why do... Just admit that dude that asked you if this is an out-of-season April Fool's joke is the reason you ultimately did this. It's not about reaching as many people as possible, and we always knew that we wanted to reach as many people as possible. It's the fact that your player base lost their fucking shit when you went at a PC convention and announced that a game that has been on PC literally since its inception was just going to be mobile, and your player base lost their fucking minds as a result of that.
Both mobile and PC, we know that everybody will be able to enjoy Diablo Immortal, whether or not you have a phone.
Sounds amazing, Wyatt.
Oh, he did it! He did it! He memed himself! That was beautiful! That was gorgeous! Listen to this! The dude memed himself! I love it!
PC as well. By being on both mobile and PC, we know that everybody will be able to enjoy Diablo Immortal, whether or not you have a phone.
How gorgeous is that? I Riker. Thank you for the Prime Sub. Did really appreciate that. 3 months in a row. Thank you.
Sounds amazing, Wyatt. I think I'm pretty excited for Diablo Immortal along with a lot of other people. I think the next big question that the community has to ask is, when can they get their hands on Diablo Immortal?
Of course, the eternal when's it coming out? Well, the team's been hard at work, and we're really excited to be able to announce today that we are launching on June 2nd. And later that month in
When's that? That's like
Asia-Pacific
next
regions.
month, right?
That's
yeah,
awesome to hear.
that's
June is right
literally-
around the corner.
No,
I know people are really
it's the month
excited
after
for the
next
date.
month.
I think people are also really excited to hear
It's
a little bit
fucking
more
just
about
now.
how the game plays on PC, especially.
Araxons, thanks for the follow, dude. Really appreciate that. A month and a week. Blizzard, you think you don't, you do, but you don't. Dude, if Blizzard could just stop being so goddamn clever and just start like thinking like players. What I don't understand, so I don't necessarily at all understand why Blizzard still doesn't have World of Warcraft on console. All other MMOs are on console. Why is World of Warcraft not on console? That's sort of a big thing that I don't understand. And the reason for it is, if you have the ability to get even more people to play your fucking game, why wouldn't you? Like, why restrict your game to mobile only when you could have mobile, PC, and console? And it's not too many buttons, Wild Boy, go fuck yourself. Final Fantasy has double the buttons that World of Warcraft has, and it works fine. It plays fine on console. In fact, most people say it plays better on console than what it plays on PC. So it's not about buttons. There's ways to fix buttons. There's ways to move with buttons. So no. And I know you fuck yourself daily, but I'm saying use a dildo that's 2 sizes bigger than what you're using currently, just for that fucking comment. Because consoles are limited with add-ons. Well, you could still do add-ons. I'm pretty sure there are games that use add-ons on console, even though it is slightly limited. But you are redoing the UI. So just do the new UI for console and then include in the base game for console something like a damage meter and maybe something like a boss mod, right? So you take daily boss mods, you port that into the base game with the console, and you use SCADA or any, like really any damage meter mod you want into the base game with console and let people play that way. Those are the two add-ons that you need that is kind of very important. The other add-ons may work, but they're not necessarily as important. And I think you've got it made. I think that's all you really need.
Especially if they've been following the development of the mobile version over the past couple of years.
It plays great on.
Look, I would prefer if DBM didn't exist, but I do not think that Blizzard is going to give us that. Unless one of you want to take one for the team and go suck Mike Ybarra's dick. But I think you're going to have to suck Mike Ybarra's dick while Ian fucks you in the ass if you're going to get them to agree to this. I'm not willing to make that sacrifice. I love the game and I love you guys, but not that fucking much. So unless one of you are willing to commit right here, right now, that you will get this done for us, shut the fuck up about not having DBM in the game. It is not happening. We have DBM in the game. It's not going anywhere. Blizzard likes these add-ons destroying the game. I don't know why. So we have to find a way to work on console with those add-ons in mind, and that means including DBM with the console. That's it.
On PC. And another thing I'm really happy to be able to share is that you have full cross-play and cross-progression. That means you could be playing on
I think
PC,
that's good.
and your friends that you're in a party with, they could be on mobile or PC on the platform of their choice. And then, like, it's super cool to be at home playing on your PC, and then suddenly you realize you need to head out the door, so you just log out, grab your phone, log yourself in, you're right where you left off from, and you can take the game with you on the go.
That's awesome to hear that I can take Diablo Immortal on the go or play from the comfort of my own home. I think people will be really excited about that. I know that Diablo Immortal is coming for mobile and uses touchscreen controls. Can you explain to us like how the controls will work on PC?
Mouse keyboard? Wait, I'm sorry. Are you suggesting that a control system on a mobile would be something that a PC can't handle? I'm sorry, bro, but anything a phone can do, a PC can do a million times better. So we're fine.
Yeah, absolutely. During our last closed beta, we added controller support for mobile, and players really responded positively.
Well, to be fair, though, controller support means you can also ship on console. So I'm pretty sure this game is going to come to console in the very near future as well.
Telling us that they loved being able to connect a controller to their phone to play Diablo Immortal. Well, we're adding controller support to the PC version of the game as well, so those controls will feel identical. But not everyone wants to play with a controller, so we'll be adding mouse and keyboard support as well.
Oh, well, there you go. There you go. Easy. As soon as you have mouse and keyboard support, you need no other support. That is the base support. That is the only support that counts.
That's great to hear. I've personally always enjoyed playing all my Diablo games using mouse and keyboard, so it's great to hear that it's coming to...
There you go. This man knows what's fucking up. This man knows what's up. I like it.
Immortal. How is that experience on Diablo Immortal?
In Diablo Immortal, you can use your basic primary attack as well as movement using the mouse buttons, as players will probably be familiar, using the left and right mouse buttons, and activate your abilities. By default, they're bound to 1, 2, 3, and 4 on the keyboard with a potion on cue. And for the first time ever in a Diablo game, we're also going to support moving using WASD.
Whoa!
I really enjoy playing that way. Since Diablo Immortal, if you come from the touchscreen controls, allowed movement and aiming, it's nice to be able to move around with WASD.
I don't know. WASD movement. Do we like that? It's sort of like, I don't know. I prefer the clicky, you know? Click with the mouse. I don't know how many people would actually use WASD as movement. I'm pretty sure Lost Ark is like that, right? Lost Ark, you can move with WASD. And if I remember correctly, I did not actually like that. It doesn't feel as good. Like, even there, I prefer to move with my mouse. I'd only use WASD on a keypad. But in isometric games, in games where you're specifically top-down isometric view, WASD tend to feel horrible. Because, remember, there's angles that you move in when you have a controller or when you have a mouse that you can't necessarily, like, match with WASD. You just can't match those because you're not necessarily going to move that way. So it is just easier. Just click with your fucking mouse wherever you want to go and then cast with the other mouse button.
While aiming a skill using the mouse. Feels super natural.
That's amazing to hear. We're getting WASD controls in Diablo. I think people are also going to ask, like, how does the game look on PC?
It looks gorgeous. The thing about our phones these days is our phones actually have very high resolutions. The pixel density on your phone is very high. So we can still run at a great resolution on PC.
I'm not a huge fan, Riker, of shooter games, but I will most likely play Overwatch 2 just because it's something to fucking play. But I will wait for them to announce it first. Because if it is literally just a graphical update to Overwatch 1, then I will most likely not give them my money because they may as well just have released that as a fucking patch, you know?
PC, and the game just looks absolutely gorgeous.
So as you mentioned earlier, Diablo Immortal is the biggest...
Who comes up with this fucking shit? Like, genuine question. It's the same thing that happened during the World of Warcraft announcement. You have a guy that clearly knows all of the answers to the questions that he is asking. And then you have a guy that pretends like the guy who's asking the questions doesn't know the answers to the questions that he is fucking asking. Both of them are trying to sound as enthused as possible, but it comes across as just so fucking fake and almost cringe, where you're asking, oh my God, so tell us more about this. How does it look on PC? Oh, it looks fantastic. Like you would have said, like, would I ever expect the guy who made the game to go, it honestly looks like shit. It's just the worst graphics I've ever seen in a PC game ever. Like, why would they say that? So you're basically asking all the questions that you can give good answers to. You're not even asking the good fucking questions that you could probably get some truthful answers to. No, you're just asking all the good questions. Why do you do this? Just have Wyatt sit there, run through all of this bullshit with the player base, and then leave it at that. You don't need this sort of weird kindergarten question and answer session where they pretend like they care, but like, really, what the fuck, you know? Digimark, how you doing, brother? True, next to every Blizz announcement sounds profoundly fake. It just doesn't feel like there's no connection. I have no connection with these two people. They're having a fake as fuck conversation between each other. I know that I can't trust any of the questions and answers that's being questioned or answered here because, well, of course, they're only going to choose the questions that they can rely on the answers for. So, what is the purpose of this? Other than to not have Wyatt sit there and memorize a bunch of shit that he has to tell the player base. It just feels awkward.
You got to remember, Akko, that most employees at Blizzard just play mobile games now, so they might not even know what a PC is anymore.
That is probably true. And, you know, all I want to know is who is the audience? Because whenever you think about content that you're designing, and this is content that you're developing, whenever you think about content, you're always thinking, who is my target audience for this content? You know, so who am I making this content for? The answer here is, well, for no one. Unless, of course, it's toddlers. Toddlers would actually enjoy this type of content because they watch TV shows where people pretend to fucking not know answers that they should be knowing, right? Oh my God, is water really wet? Oh yes, I fell into the water just the other day and I was wet from head to toe. That is so funny. Listen, kids, if you fall into the water, make sure to not drown. Oh my God, that is such good advice. This is the only people that would fall for this. Like, it's for kids, like little kids that don't know shit. For any adult that watches this, they're going, you know, I'm an adult, right? Like, you may speak to me like an adult, and I would understand. Like, I could follow the big words. You can use the big words. You can sit there and actually give me the technical, and I'll understand, right?
Diablo game to date. What can players expect from this title?
Well, whether players choose to play on either mobile or PC, they'll be getting the latest in the Diablo franchise. Now, Diablo Immortal is a...
Dude, I'll fucking prove to you that this guy is not even paying attention to what Wyatt is saying here. Look at his eyes. He's not even really looking into Wyatt's eyes. He's just sitting there, probably looking at the teleprompter that is just behind Wyatt's face. Like, just behind Wyatt's head, there's a teleprompter giving him the questions that he's supposed to ask. That's where he's looking, and he's looking at Wyatt's answer because Wyatt has another teleprompter just to the opposite side, and that's it.
What can players expect from this title?
Well, whether players choose to play on either mobile or PC, they'll be getting the latest in the Diablo franchise. Now, Diablo Immortal is...
What are you shaking your head for there? Is he saying something that you're agreeing with? Like answering the question? I don't see what is agreeable in that. Oh my God. I shouldn't get triggered by this, but I do.
Is a huge game. We've got 6 character classes, including some iconic favorites like the Barbarian, the Wizard, the Necromancer. And there's going to be a whole main quest storyline for players to play their way through. This main quest storyline is going to explore 8 different zones throughout Sanctuary. And as you go through, the timeline is set in between Diablo 2 and Diablo 3. Players are going to meet up with Deckard Cain and try to locate the fragments of the World Stone. Now, if players remember, at the end of Diablo 2, Tyrael had just shattered the corrupted World Stone, and those fragments were scattered all over Sanctuary. And so this is the player's opportunity to assist Deckard Cain in finding those Worldstone fragments.
Yeah, it's actually, Digit, this was one of the reasons I was a little bit annoyed at it not coming to PC. Because it literally fills the gap between Diablo 2 and Diablo 3. It explains what happened between Diablo 2 and Diablo 3. And then they announced that it's only coming to mobile. And I was like, what the fuck? Do you just not care about the story of this game? Should people just not know the story? Is it a secret? Like, why would you not want people to know the fucking story of the game?
And destroying them.
So Diablo fans have always loved the loot aspect within the games. What can players expect for Diablo Immortal when it comes to loot?
Well, Diablo Immortal definitely has the familiar monster slaying action that players are familiar with. And when you kill those monsters, you want to see that loot pop out. And players will be able to grab that loot and use it to customize their characters. We've got legendary items that really change up your skills, as well as set items that confer additional bonuses to how your character plays.
But of course there will be XP globes. What are you talking about? They're gonna make you pay $5 to increase the amount of XP globes that drop per mob for at least 2 weeks so that you can actually hit max level. They wouldn't be able to charge you money if they didn't have XP globes dropping from the bosses. What are you talking about? This is standard, right? They've done this since Diablo 1. Oh, no, wait. I'm lying. Never mind. This is the first time they're doing it, but it makes sense considering this is a mobile game.
Now, during closed beta, we did get some feedback on our items as well as the general gameplay, and we have even more improvements planned, and we'll have more details to reveal about that as we get closer to launch.
I'm super stoked to hear about all the news coming for Diablo Immortal and the release date. Did you have any final closing thoughts for the community here today?
Well, it's a very exciting time. I'm very happy to be able to announce our launch date on June 2nd. And on behalf of the entire team, I want to thank everyone who's been supporting and showing their enthusiasm for Diablo Immortal. We can't wait to get the game into your hands. Now, our street date is June 2nd, but if you haven't yet already, just a reminder that you can pre-register for the game. It's going to be out on both iOS and Android,
PC.
and of course now, PC.
There we
Thanks
go.
again, Wyatt, for all the
There
information.
we go.
And thanks to everyone for tuning in today. For more information on Diablo Immortal, make sure to follow us on social media and to check out DiabloImmortal.com. We'll see you in Westmarch.
This is all they needed to do from the very fucking beginning. But I am sort of, Pedro, you make a good point there, and I am kind of surprised that they didn't shoehorn Windows 11 upgrades into it, because they still haven't convinced me to upgrade to Windows 11. I am surprised that they didn't, now that Microsoft pretty much owns them, that they didn't go, by the way, you can play it on PC if you have Windows 11. Why they didn't announce it on PC as well initially? Mad Wombat, because according to Blizzard, mobile is the future. I can guarantee you this because I actually have contacts within Blizzard that have confirmed this. Blizzard Entertainment believes mobile, and perhaps they're not wrong. The truth is, mobile is the future. With PC prices continuously climbing, with, entry level for PC being what it is and how high it is, mobile is absolutely the future because every single person has a phone, or most people have a phone. Not every single person has a console, not every single person has a PC, but everyone has a phone. So if you bring out a game on mobile, you almost guaranteed will grab the largest market source. What the fuck am I saying? Market share. If you look at the mobile industry versus the PC and console industry, the mobile industry is more than PC and console combined. I believe it's close to double the market share. So they make a crap ton of money off of mobile. So clearly they want to hunt this. They want to make sure that they sort of bank on the mobile industry as a whole, because Blizzard is sort of criminally behind when it comes to mobile video games and how many mobile releases they have. The issue is that they chose an existing franchise to go mobile only. And then also decided to make the story part of the actual fucking story of the PC franchise. So of course people were going to lose their shit. Because how dare you? If you did Diablo in sort of the Diablo like universe, but it had nothing to do with Diablo's story, that would probably have been a different thing. Like, people would have been angry, but at least you're not missing out. But they decided to do Diablo Immortal as Diablo 2.5. Now, of course, people are going to lose their shit. And thanks to all the outcry and outrage from players, Blizzard finally went, okay, never mind. We're not going to keep pushing this. We will release on PC as well. No problem. Sorry about that. Now time for a better Diablo character? What do you mean, Apocalypse? Oh, right. Khorne, the God of War. Dude, I'm not going to react. If I react to this now, we are never doing the Lifecraft episode. Like, never. This is 37 minutes long. Do you have any fucking idea? We'll be here for 2 hours if I react to this now. But I think this is actually on the reaction list you gave me that's on Discord. So we'll probably be going to be reacting to this tomorrow anyways. Because I am looking forward. I've been playing a bit of Warhammer, like Total War, Warhammer 3, and I just managed to kill Khorne. I've just managed to clear his realm. So I'm sort of slowly working. I've killed Slaaneish's realm, I've defeated Slaaneish's army, and I've defeated Khorne's army. But I have yet 2 more armies to go, and I have to kill one of my allies now, the Ice Nation, because they have all 4 souls, and it's a mess. It's a fucking mess, is what it is. But, you know, it is what it is. All in all, are you guys excited for that announcement? Like, or do you guys not really give a fuck? How can you not be excited for it, though? I'll be honest, I am. This is one of my must-play games. Like, I get if you're not really into Diablo, you know, fine, but why wouldn't you be into Diablo? Diablo is a fantastic game. The story is really cool. I was not going to play it on mobile. Now I'll try it on PC. Yeah, I'll give it a go. It's free. It's fucking free to play. Well, you know, mobile free. So it's probably going to cost you an arm and a leg eventually. Just don't sell your wife and your kids, and you'll be basically fine. Unless, of course, you have to sell your wife and your kids in order to beat the game, in which case just apologize beforehand and then let them go. Don't let the police catch you. I think it's illegal to sell people, but, you know, your rules may differ. But yeah, ultimately, I think, you know, it's a free-to-play game. You can play as much or as little as you want. So I am going to give it a go. I'm going to see what it's like. We'll probably test it out on stream. Fuck it. We'll go with it. Can I just sell wife and kids, even if I don't play it? You could, but how's your wife going to feel about you selling her, Evans? Would your wife be okay with that? Scuff Diablo 3. There's already a vast library of action RPGs already. Inquisitorium, the reason I don't mind it as much is because the story slots in between 2 and 3. So it's sort of like an upgraded version of graphics from 2, but a downgraded version of graphics from 3. So kind of makes sense. The one thing that I don't like is it doesn't appear gory and dark, which when you're playing Diablo, that's what you want, right? It is that gory, dark feel that Diablo should be known for. She's a dirty weeb. She's probably into that. Oh, shit. I can see it being played by peeps for the story purpose. Thank Christ it's not a book you need to buy. No, that's what it's free. So there's literally nothing you need to buy. I'm intending to play it, but I'm not excited for it. I feel the same way about Diablo 4. It's because I've played Path of Exile and I've just found that progression system superior in every way. I mean, I'm not going to judge that. The Path of Exile system confuses the living fuck out of me. So I'm assuming it's good. Just want to quickly label this. I think that works. Yeah, fuck it. That works. Okay. I can upload this so that Alex can start editing it, because this is kind of fucking rush. This is news, right? News is always rush. Alright, there we go. I imagine all the minor details like that might be too technologically graphical for phone systems to keep up on all the gore, but I have no idea. Phones are upgrading more and more every year, so maybe on PC it'll have more of the dark gore that is Diablo. IPX gore, it's not so much a graphical thing. It's if you look at the graphics, if you just look at the graphics of Diablo Immortal, it's very cartoony, which is sort of a staple of mobile phones. Now, the way they've done it, it feels like a similar art style to... Let me show you. It feels like a similar art style. Now, I'm not sure if this is actually going to have some gameplay, but the art style feels similar to that of Diablo 3. And Diablo 3 had the same issue. It felt like a budget version of Diablo. If you compare Diablo 2 and the dark, gore, nightmare shit of Diablo 2 to Diablo 3, Diablo 3 feels like it was made for a bunch of preschoolers. If you look here, right? They also had this in the previous one. It just doesn't inspire the same level of darkness, if that makes sense. Diablo 2 had a lot more gore in it. Like Diablo 2 felt scary. It genuinely felt scary. Not quite as scary as Diablo 1 whenever you entered the butcher's room. I don't know how many of you remember that, but as a small kid, I shat myself the first time I opened that door. Ah, fresh meat. Dude, I fucking shat myself. I don't know where that voice was coming from, but I knew that I was in trouble. Like, as soon as I heard that voice, I knew, fuck, I'm in trouble here. And then you compare the butcher in Diablo 3 to the butcher in Diablo 1, and you're like, dude, this isn't even like the same thing. What is this? So it just feels a little bit more, it feels a little too cartoony for what it needs to be, you know, in order to truly be a Diablo game. And I don't know, I don't necessarily think that's a mobile restriction. I'm pretty sure mobile can pull it off. I don't know how many mobile players there is in chat. I don't play mobile games, but I'm pretty sure they should be able to, because you can do blood and gore with, like, cartoony graphics. You can. D1 Butcher would knock you into next week. That's why he was scary. I mean, everything was scary about him. It has to be marketable in China, so it won't be dark like D1 or D2. Wait, does China not allow for dark games? I'm pretty sure the only thing China doesn't allow is sort of gay characters, naked characters, sexualized characters. I don't think they care too much about gore. No bones and blood, that I know. They're not allowed to. You're not allowed to have skeletons in the game. But that sort of puts the whole of Diablo in a weird spot. This is why Blizzard have almost always had, like, for example, World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft in China isn't released by Blizzard. I believe it's NetEase, actually, or Tencent. Is it NetEase or Tencent that does the WoW version for China? Because in China, usually everything has changed. Like, if there's skeletons in the game, they have to be changed to something else, because you're not allowed to have skeletons in the game. They can't have naked characters as long as there is no pubic hair, unless it's changed since a few years ago. Minion, they just recently, it was not long ago, they announced that the government had this whole new list of things that isn't allowed to be in video games, and top among them were no sexualization of females, no sex, like no naked characters, like definitely also male characters can't be naked, no gay characters, no trans characters, no lesbian characters. They had this list of shit that you're not allowed to have. There must be no content that sort of speaks ill of the government in any game whatsoever. So even if it's not the Chinese government, you can't have like anti-government games in China now. It's like a whole thing, right? That the Chinese government is cracking down on. Anatomy in China, no skeletons, not allowed. Is dying banned in China also? Pretty sure you're not allowed to die in China. I thought the only way to release a game in China was through a proxy. Yes, the Dare Echo. Games that don't really need a complete rework will usually go through a proxy like Tencent or NetEase. One of those government, sort of, not government-owned, but kind of government-owned companies, because that's the only way you're allowed to publish in China. But for something like World of Warcraft that does have skeletons and stuff like that, they basically give those companies the code, and then those companies update the game for China. Because think of the expansion Wrath of the Lich King. How much do you have to change in Wrath of the Lich King in order to get it on board with the Chinese government? So there it's just easier to have NetEase like follow the rules. So that's why usually, I believe I once saw a video of the difference between WoW in China and WoW in the West. And it in many ways it's the same game. In some ways it is completely different. Because they have restrictions on what you can and can't show there. The whole concept of death is not allowed as far as I know. Could be wrong. You're not allowed to die. Go back to factory. Can't die. Can't be undead. Just gotta grow old and become leather. I mean, the Chinese government has their own rules, which is bonkers, but I believe they also have, I think in the game, you're also not allowed to have black characters. I know for a fact that movies will have, like, movies will never put black characters on their posters because those posters won't sell. Which, you know, funnily enough, no one ever makes any noise about that. You know, when Disney removed, what's the fucker's name? The guy who played in the new Star Wars. When Disney removed him from the poster, no one said a word. Everyone's like, yeah, that makes sense. You know, let China be as racist as possible. Who cares? Finn, that's the one. The reason I don't know his name is because I fucking love those movies. But yeah, the guy who plays the stormtrooper, he wasn't allowed on the poster because no one would go watch the movie if there's a black guy on the poster. And it's like, dude, why would you bend the knee to that? Like, just put it on the poster, and if people want to watch it, let them watch it. If they don't want to watch it, that's their fucking problem. To be fair, though, China would have been spared a great disservice if the movie just never fucking launched there in the first place. It's bad enough that we had to see it. The last thing we need is upsetting the fucking Chinese government even more with shit movies. Zucchini, take care of yourself. Thank you so much for hanging out. Really appreciate it. Take care of yourself. Money talks. Oh my god, Chinese Maragar is strange as fuck. Dude. I mean, it is what it is, right? But yeah, the Chinese government is just overboard. By far the weirdest government ever. I don't know why anyone in government would be so obsessed with what other people do. I wonder if this move with Diablo Immortal doesn't mean that we're still very far away. Dude, they have the Diablo Immortal PC system requirements here. Why does that even fucking matter? Like, what? Like, why would anyone even care? Oh my god, bro. No. I mean, just no. Look at this. So minimum requirements is an i3, Intel Core i3. The maximum requirements or recommended is Core i5 or AMD Ryzen 5. Bullshit. Like, fucking bullshit, dude. Bullshit, you need a Ryzen 5 in order to play this game at max FPS. Lord Kenyo, but are you telling me that no, mobile phones aren't that fucking powerful? Apple did with their M1 chip. That's a fucking mobile CPU. Well, the M1 chip is mobile, but not quite mobile as in phone mobile. More mobile as in notebook mobile. The version that's in the phone is definitely cut down from the one in the notebook. Sure, we've come a long way with what phones can do now, but if a game can run on a phone, I'm pretty sure it can run on most PCs. Unless your PC is like 20 years old, in which case, yeah, okay. You know, but at that point, your PC should just be thrown away. But yeah, I don't know. It's just funny to me. That's really it. Never underestimate the power of bad optimization. But bad optimization isn't necessarily going to be helped by power, like PC power. Like, if something is just poorly optimized, it doesn't really matter how powerful your PC is. Because if you have some, say for example, a memory leak because of bad optimization, you can have 64 gigs of memory. It's still going to use all of it and then crash. Because the memory is leaking, right? For links, you have to go to Discord. Oh, Boradley, yes. If you want to link anything and you're not subbed to the channel, just go to Discord and link it there. In the content suggestions panel tab in Discord, just link it there and bam, you've got this. Yeah, we sort of removed the ability for non-subs to link stuff in the channel just because we got some people way back in the day that would link nefarious shit. And actually, just not some people, one guy came into the channel and then linked a website as part of the watch this, and when you click on it, he instantly gets your IP address, and so we remove that because at least in this way, whenever a sub does link something, I know most of the subs in the channel very well because most of the subs are people that's been here for a really long time. So if it's like a brand new sub that I've never seen, so it was part of some gifted sub that went out, I'll know, so I'll double check it before I click it. But most of the subs in the channel I know really well because most of you fucks have been here forever. So, you know, I'm pretty sure if I have like, you know, one of the old timers like Celestra or something linking something, I'd be fine. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty good news. What a great way to end a Monday, you know? Diablo Immortal is finally coming to PC. Blizzard have finally fucking listened. Exciting fucking times. Most of us fucks are degenerate in the most degenerate Twitch chat on, well, Twitch. There you go, Inquisitorium. Well, mobile Wayne. Isn't that being... Wait, where is... When is that being announced? I think it's like next week or maybe the week after. The WoW mobile game, when is that being announced? It is in May, but I think it's like next week or the week after. No, Monet, it's not a joke.
6th.
May 6th, there you go. That is next week, is it not? Yeah, next week. Next week, Friday, we get the WoW mobile game. No, I can already tell you, I think I know exactly what it is, because Blizzard basically said what it is 2 or 3 years ago at BlizzCon. It's basically Pokemon Go, but for WoW. So it's basically collect all the pets in the outside world. Blizzard, as always, is about, like, fucking a decade late on the rush to Pokemon Go. I don't even know if Pokemon Go really is still a thing. Like, I know it used, like, it was, like, people were stopping traffic as a result of this, but is it still as big now? With that all internal stuff they had going on and the whole clean house, it feels Blizzard has somewhat more freedom to actually listen and do changes. Gold Cost, how you doing, brother? Thanks for the first time chat. Really appreciate that. Maybe we'll have to wait and see, right? I think the most freedom that Blizzard have right now is due to the Xbox merger. I feel like that's like the biggest reason they have so much freedom right now. Instead of WoW Mobile, they should do WoW Paid Battles Mobile. That would get players if you could do your paid battles with mobile. Well, Crash the Fool, now that you have the ability to collect pets, you're probably also going to have the ability to fight pets. It is still called World of Warcraft, so there's almost guaranteed going to be some version of paid battling. So think of Pokemon Go. I don't know. Is there any combat in Pokemon Go? Joker, I know that Towley said that the next expansion is a completely different game, but did Towley also say that the WoW mobile game is a completely different game? About Dragonflight, that kind of irks me a bit if we get there. IPX, ask away, bro. I don't know anyone that plays Pokemon Go, but it's in the top 3 of top grossing games on Google Play Store. Jesus, so people are still playing it. My friends would love that I hate the pet battles, etc. I don't give a fuck about pet battles at all. I would be cool with a pet battle app. See, I can see Blizzard doing a thing where you collect pets out in the real world, and then you can battle your friends with the pets that you collect out in the real world. Because otherwise, just collecting pets, would that really be World of Warcraft mobile game? Ah, Joker, so maybe they scrapped the Go game. Which I think is actually a good idea. Scrapping the Go game makes sense, because Pokemon Go was very niche and unique when it first, or not niche, it was very sort of unique when it first came out. I don't know if it's going to be that unique now. Herperderp, Double Derp, Akprot Afrikaans, yeah. Well, what's the other game that they could release for mobile? So, let's think about this logically. If they're not going to do a WoW Go, right? So they're not going to send you out in the real world to collect pets and all that shit. What other game could they release for mobile in World of Warcraft? Dungeon Crawler, maybe? But that... Maybe an RTS of some kind? Herbert Double Derp, thank you very much for the follow. Really appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm assuming, like, you could do a World of Warcraft RTS kind of game. RTSs are pretty huge on mobile, so you could probably do that. You could do Flappy Dragon. That would suck dick. They're trying to tap into the FF14 market, so it will be a dating sim. Doubtful, but maybe. Some way to move the world lore forward. In mobile, I doubt it. That would again cause a lot of outrage if there's world lore on mobile, right? That you can't play WoW for the world lore, you have to play mobile for the. That's gonna again cause a bunch of shit. They could probably try and do like a roguelite kind of game, you know, like some kind of roguelite dungeon crawler. Could work for mobile, maybe. I don't know. But then again, why would you not release that? It has to be something that will work on mobile, but it wouldn't necessarily be as popular on PC. Because if you did a dungeon crawler roguelite kind of game in World of Warcraft and you did not launch that on PC, people would lose their shit, because rogue games, like roguelite games, is incredibly popular. People would lose their shit if you didn't do that. Mr. Farmville, you could probably do a farm simulator. You could, I think. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. But if it's not a paid game, then what the fuck is it? Maybe it's the long-awaited NFT game from Blizzard Entertainment. My whole thing with this expansion is that when they first announced Shadowlands, they said it would be years and years into the future, or time moves differently for Azeroth. So they have to also make huge changes to all of the mainlands. They can't just stray away from that, from what they said, right? I mean, the Dragon Isles waking up makes sense since we've been gone. So that's one big change. But what about the rest of the world? IBX score. So Blizzard never actually said. Let me just get back to what you just said there. My whole thing about this expansion is that when they first announced Shadowlands, they said it would be years and years into the future. They never said that. IBX score. The only thing that was ever said about time is Ian said time works differently within the Shadowlands. We took that to mean time works very similar to that of the Twisting Nether. We know that 15 minutes in the Twisting Nether can be the equivalent to 1,000 years outside of the Twisting Nether. So we sort of took Ian's sort of saying that time works differently in the Shadowlands to mean this is probably similar. So then we said, well, maybe time is also sped up in the Shadowlands, but not as much as the Twisting Nether. So maybe like a month. In the Shadowlands would be like a year on Azeroth. So, you know, that sort of thing. But Blizzard never stated that time works differently. Or that differently. They didn't say it's going to be years or years or years. And even if they did, they since have clarified that no time have changed. Like time is exactly the same. We spent our 2 years in the Shadowlands. We're now leaving, and 2 years have also passed on Azeroth. So there is no time difference between our time in the Shadowlands and our time in the real world. Apocalypse, the same reason why a few streams ago I was labeled as LGBTQA+. I don't know. If I go and I look at what is the tag that most people search to find me, it's LGBTQA+. The other one the other day was first-person shooters. When is the last fucking time that I've actually played a first-person shooter? But that was one of the titles that people actually searched for and found me with. So, yeah, I'm just rolling with it. Twitch chooses the tags, and I'm just going with it. You know, I am now a VTuber as well as an ASMR streamer. This is the future, by the way. This is not really me. What you're seeing here is not really me. I'm actually a very skinny white guy. I kind of look a little bit like Brad Pitt, but this is the VTuber model that I went for. I know it's realistic and it's not quite as much as the other VTubers, but I really wanted to go for something 3D, you know, to sell it. It is because you kept mentioning some hobo's dick. Well, hobo dick is the base dick. So bearded idiot isn't a tag name? No, sadly not. I mean, I always tagged with auditory ASMR for Saf's benefit, but VTuber, that's the wrong crowd you're pulling in, bro. I'm not pulling in shit. I'm pretty sure anyone that is looking for VTuber Apocalypse would click on this stream and go, yeah, no, this is not what I had in mind. So I don't think we're pulling anyone in with that tag. Crunching cucumber in that year's next. Then what video card do you have to render this in real time? Oh, bro, I have 500 video cards all rendering at the same time. The graphics is fantastic, eh? You guys didn't think that graphics could be this real. But surprise! We've got it. Now, that makes sense, since I was just a little confused and didn't fully understand the timelines Well, I haven't kept up on the lore very much, so I appreciate you clearing that up for me. Don't worry, dude. Most of us were confused for the most of Shadowlands about the timelines. Hey, what's up, fellow South African, fellow streamer Aston Winter? How you doing, brother? Welcome to the channel. Thanks for the first chat. Really appreciate that. What do you think he had to move house to store all these V-Card boxes? There you go. Aston, what games do you stream, bro? But no, yeah. There seems to be a lot more South African people on Twitch than what I originally thought. I genuinely thought most South Africans don't even know what the fuck Twitch is. Because most South Africans I speak to, when I say I'm a Twitch streamer, they just look at me with a blank expression as if I've just discovered a new word for fucking homeless. Like, genuinely speaking. What do you do? I'm a YouTuber and a Twitch streamer. Oh. It must be bad living on the street. What? All right. Don't worry, Blizzard didn't pay attention to the lore as well. Nothing new there, right? Tell them you're also a VTuber. Dude, that would break people's brains. If like most South Africans don't know what Twitch is, I'm pretty sure the vast majority don't know what a VTuber is. I've heard the design of the Dracthir was made as a commission by a furry artist. Were those sweets true? Monley, probably. But I don't think she was a furry artist. I think it's one of the people who work at Blizzard who is a furry artist in their free time. Look, the Blizzard that we used to know is dead. It's no longer there. The old school nerds that have no real friends and don't really fit in socially and is awkward as fuck, they no longer work there. They have left. They have all gone to indie companies and stuff like that. So if that is the crowd that you're looking for to build this game, you're going to be sorely disappointed. It is the new crowd of weeaboos and furries and deer people and whatever the fuck else that's making the games now, you know? That's just how it goes. Don't take this the wrong way, but isn't people from SA black? Thrall's mama, yes, but also no. Like, what's the exact breakdown? There's about, I think, 9.8% of the South African population is white. Then it's, I think, something like 80, like almost 80% black, and then the rest would be colored, Indian, and then a very small Asian population. And then sort of the other mixtures would be less than one. So the other people would be less than one. Which usually in our surveys just say other less than one. Right? So yeah, I would say majority black, but there is a strong white presence in South Africa as well. Hashmalok, because this is VTuber. This is not the real me. What you're seeing here is completely rendered. No, I don't know what the fuck that tag is doing there. You should ask Twitch. I just don't want to change it because I couldn't care less. If it wasn't for people saying it's there, I wouldn't even know. Because I don't think tags matter. I always thought you just moved to SA. Didn't know you were really a South African. Born and raised. Born and fucking raised. South Africa itself is on the same lateral level as Europe compared to the poles. Africa is a massive continent. North and East Africa is not near South Africa. Yeah, but I don't expect most people from the international crowd to know the difference. Most people I meet from the rest of the world just goes, oh my god, you live in Africa? And I'm like, sure, let's say that. Even though living in South Africa is where in South Africa would really depend on your lifestyle and the kind of life you're going to be living. But yeah. So what's Africa's winter like? As you are nearing, yeah? What's Africa's winter like? Again, depends on where in Africa. I'm assuming you're talking about South Africa. In which case, again, depends on where in South Africa. Because if you go into the north of South Africa, warm-ish winters. like cold, still cold, but warmish. It's never gonna drop into the zeros really, unless you go Johannesburg, which Johannesburg can drop into the zeros quite easily. So I would say the very north of South Africa have like mild winters. Then once you sort of get over Pretoria and you go to sort of Johannesburg, it can get stupidly fucking cold. The Free State can get really cold. And then you sort of go into like the Northern Cape, which actually has the coldest town in the whole of South Africa, which I believe is like minus 20 throughout winter. Like it's a small little farm town, but their entire winter is like minus 20. So it's like the coldest town in South Africa. And then you come again like across to the Western Cape, where the winters are again cold and wet, right? So that sort of kind of explains it. But then there's also in one province, you can have a part of the province that is fine and then another part of the province that is completely fucked in winter. So it really depends on what you're asking and the specific area that you find yourself in. Stalking is a smart strat. What do you mean? Mountain areas? It snows on bad days? Chaos, why wouldn't it be possible if the Western Cape is like that? Aston, I'm in Strand at the moment in the Western Cape, and so the locals here, when we got here, we asked them, so what's the winters like? And the locals were like, well, it's fine. You know, it's not really that cold. You don't have to worry too much. It's fine. It's awesome. It's not even winter yet, and I am freezing my fucking balls off. So I don't even want to know what the winter is actually going to be like here. Because I am fucking cold. And it's not like the temperature is... it's not like the temperature is completely ridiculous. It's like 14 degrees Celsius. But the air is so incredibly fucking cold. It's not like 14 in the north. In the north, when it's 14 degrees Celsius, it's actually not like horrible. It's cold, but it's not horrible. Here, 14 feels like super bad. Do you have lions in South Africa? Yeah. Lots of lions. But not in town. If you want lions, you'd have to drive quite far, either to the nearest zoo or to like lion enclosures or safari parks. There's like one massive private safari park not too far away from me. I believe in Cape Point. Like at Cape Point, they have a massive safari park, and I think you'll find lions there, but not in town. Like you're gonna, from where I am, you're probably gonna have to drive a couple of hours to see a lion. DJ Shiki, how you doing? Thanks for the first time chat. Really appreciate that. Welcome to the channel, gentlemen. The biggest question is Alexstrasza or Ysera? What to bang? Alexstrasza, clearly. What do you mean it's going to get worse, Aston? So the winters in Cape Town does get fucking bad. I'm currently looking at buying a house in, what's the fucking place called again? Swellendam. And I'm told Swellendam is, like, seriously cold in the winter. You should stream from Tafelberg one day. So beautiful there. Dude, do you really think I'm going to climb Tafelberg just so I can fucking stream from there? You're nuts. I'm not doing that. I haven't even been to Tafelberg. Like, literally, since I've gotten here, I have been into Cape Town once. And that was to pick up my brother from the airport and bring him out to Strand. Like, I go to Somerset West quite often. I've been to Stellenbosch a couple of times. I go to Gordon's Bay quite often, and we usually drive down, down down the coast, the Whale Coast. We'll drive down the Whale Coast or up the Whale Coast to Hermanus and those areas, but I don't go to Cape Town. Like, fuck that place. The more inland you go in the Western Cape, the colder. Alvaruk, thanks for the first time chat. Really appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. Thank you. What are your thoughts on Broxigar the Red? I think is the best character in all of Warcraft. This is Shiki. Thanks for the deal and sub. Really appreciate that. Welcome to the most generous chat on Twitch. Thank you. Aston, thanks for the follow. Really appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. Thank you. Broxigar, I would not agree that it's one of the best characters in World of Warcraft. I'm much more of a bad guy fan. I don't really know. Like, what do you mean? What's my opinion on him? Literally went into the YouTube stream and I hear that, dude, peace out, fuck my life. Lunari, why did you take so long to get into the fucking stream? In the summer, the inland is hotter. Dude, they didn't, like... There's places in the inland that sort of broke records this year during summer for, like, hottest days ever. If I remember correctly. Like, I kept seeing the news and thinking to myself, fuck yeah, I don't live there. Like, Wellington was just insane. They need to see FF bad guys. I love the FF bad guys. Kimika. I mean, his importance in the War of the Ancestors. Yeah, I'm not saying that Broxigar isn't a cool character. I just, as far as I'm concerned, when it comes to, like, my favorite characters in World of Warcraft, they sort of play around the bad guys, like the anti-heroes and then the villains of World of Warcraft. Gul'dan, Sargeras, Sylvanas, Arthas. These are the sort of characters that I really enjoy. I don't know why so many, like, Skull Shorties on Twitter and on YouTube also love orc lore, like a lot of the orcish sort of side of lore. He really loves that, and I'm more of like, yeah, that's fine, but let's focus on the parts of Gul'dan. If we're really gonna dive into shit, let's focus on that crap. Aston, no. I started as a Warcraft streamer. And then I think right now what I would be most known for is the sort of stalling streamer. I'm supposed to be playing Final Fantasy XIV. We've been playing Final Fantasy XIV for probably 8 or 9 months now, and we're still not done with Stormblood. So that's probably what I'm best known for right now, is the dude who should play Final Fantasy XIV but doesn't. So yeah, basically this is what I do. Anixia, thanks for the Ask Anything. Hey, first time here, welcome to the stream. Got a WoW question. How did Galakrond make the zombie proto-dragons? The way I understand it, all necromancy comes from the jailer. Yes. Which suggests that the jailer had something to do with his creation. But this also suggests that G'huun and the jailer must have had some interaction. Either the Titans used some form of the jailer's magic, or Death's magic in this regard, in order to sort of... Because remember, G'huun could also reanimate, right? So we do know that Galakrond was, according to Ian at least, Galakrond and the jailer had some connection. The question is, to what extent? What was that connection? This we do not know. Sadly, we do not know this. Yeah, but how much of those abilities with G'huun actually, like how many of like those lower abilities that they used, were those lower connected intrinsically with Zuval, Or is there something even bigger at play here? Fuck knows. But yeah, so far it seems like anyone that can reanimate the dead would be connected to Zaval in some way, shape, or form. Well, okay, the Eternal Ones would almost definitely smack the Titan Keepers around in no short order. They are definitely more powerful than the Titan Keepers. The Titans is a question that remains to be answered at this point. We never faced up against Sargeras because of his power level. We did face his sort of beaten and broken stepchild, and that worked. But according to Blizzard, these creatures are on the same level. So why would you say that they're not? What would make you think that they're not? Love FF. I really enjoyed the 7 remake, and I think it sucks that the DLC was not available for PS4. I've never played any other Final Fantasy game. The only Final Fantasy I've ever played is Final Fantasy XIV. Wish the geek culture in Cape Town was a lot bigger and not just wait till a Comic-Con to meet like-minded people. Sucks that the next Comic-Con year is only next year. I've never been to a Comic-Con, so I might actually go to Comic-Con next year. Yeah, I've never been there. Are you a fan of Elder Scrolls? Yes. I think the game is pretty cool. I've never actually played Skyrim long enough to tell you whether or not I am. I've constantly told myself that I should. So Aston, I grew up in Petersburg. I don't know if you know where that is, but Petersburg is like the most northern city of South Africa. I grew up there. If you think geek culture isn't really ingrained in Cape Townians, you've not been to Petersburg. It's now called Polokwane, and there is no geek culture there. There's no shops that sell any geeky things. There's no comic book store. There's no comics really of any form or shape. People don't really talk about like geek stuff there at all. Gaming isn't really that large of a thing either. I think the only BT games they ever had closed down, like not long after it started up. It couldn't really make money. So I grew up in a world where the geek in me sort of existed in its own little bubble, and I found a bubble online to sort of fill up the void, because there's no way you could get it in real life in any way, shape, or form. If the interest to play another FF game is there, I recommend FF6. Basatai, I did say that I will eventually try the others. But I really want to try Skyrim because I hear good things about it, and I am sort of in the market right now for a new game. So I might give Skyrim a go. I also want to try a Fallout game, you know? But then I look at the graphics of Fallout New Vegas, and I'm sort of like, do I really want to play Fallout New Vegas? But everyone tells me Fallout New Vegas is like the best Fallout they ever made. So I'm sort of thinking maybe I should just give it a go and see. There must be mods out there, right, that can make it like look good again. Don't get me wrong, we sell geek stuff, but the culture, I think, could be way better. More get-togethers, more cons. I think it's a case of just money, right? I think it's a case of just money. I don't think they're going to make that much money. What does Moni want to do? Moni, what do you want to do?
What? Oh, sorry, I was working while listening to you. Well, we do have the podcast. You said we were going to be doing that in an hour.
Yeah. We'll literally leave now. My sort of thought pattern was 2 hours of this, hanging out with chat, and then we'll leave for the podcast. So good call on that, because it is 2 hours in. Hoods, thank you so much for the follow. Really appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, That's it. Is there anyone we're gonna, like, who do you want to raid? Is there anyone to fucking raid? Who's online right now? Oh, shit. Tia Beastie is actually online? All right. Let's go raid Mr. Beast's girlfriend. I don't know if she is Mr. Beast's girlfriend, but I think she might be. I know she's hanging out with him currently. So let's go raid her. She's also a fellow South African. I'm not sure if she's back in South Africa or if she's just like hanging out here for now. I genuinely don't know. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Thank you so much for spending your afternoon, your evening, your morning with us. If you are a patron, remember we are going live within 5 minutes over on YouTube for Patreon specific. So this is exclusive to patrons. If you want to watch, you're more than welcome to do so. Or if you're a YouTube member, YouTube members, you also get it if you're a warrior of the beard. So please come and hang out with us there. We're going to be discussing Dragonflight and lore and all that stuff. For the rest of you, at least go say hello to Tia. Represent. Really appreciate you. I'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place as always, right here on Twitch. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, be kind to each other, be good to each other, and I will see all of you in the next one. Peace out, fam.